right, first grade artists, today we are going to be using a kind of clay called Model Magic to make a coil heart. So what's going to happen is I'm going to be giving you half a piece of red and half a piece of white. Now with the white we can change the colors of that, so I'll show you how to do that in a minute, but for right now I'm going to put it just off to the side. Now you are practicing making coils in this project. A coil is like a long snake or a long tube of clay or Model Magic. So to make my coil, I'm going to roll back and forth with the palm of my hand. And I'm kind of rolling across the coil so that it gets long. Once it gets really long, I might have to use two hands, and do you notice how I spread out my fingers so that I have equal pressure across the coil? If I just roll in one spot over and over again, it's going to be really thin there and thick everywhere else. So you kind of have to spread across the coil to make it longer and an even thickness. Next, I need to turn this coil into a heart. So I'm going to fold it in half to make a V. I'm going to round the top to make an M, round the top to make an M, and push that together. With Model Magic, I just need to squeeze. With clay, I would need to do some other steps, but Model Magic's a little bit different. All right, so I have the outside shape of my heart. Now I need to make the inside coils. Now, if you would like to just have white cut coils, you may. If you would like to color your coils, you're going to use a marker, and you are going to just color the Model Magic right on top. I can fold it in half and color some more. And then what I'm going to do is mix up this marker into my Model Magic. I can roll a coil. I can pull it apart and stick it together. I'm just trying to mix up the marker that I colored into my Model Magic. And if I want it to be a darker color, then I can color a little bit more. Add a little bit more of that marker ink to my Model Magic. Alright, so I have two colors. If you wanted, you could have more. That just means that you need to divide up your Model Magic with your scissors into a few more pieces. Like if you wanted to have 4 different colors, you would divide it into 4s. I just want 2, so I divided it into a half. Now I'm going to cut my red in half again, and I'm going to make a coil. And my goal is to make lots of little coils to fill in my heart shape. So I roll it out, and now I'm going to spiral this coil around, so I pinch at one end and start to wrap it up. Notice how my left hand is supporting the coil so that it starts to spiral, and my other hand is pinching and turning, pinching and turning. That is going to go inside of my heart shape. So I place it in there and just kind of squeeze it together to make sure it's attached. All right, I think I'm going to do that with my purple on the other side, so I grabbed off a little bit of purple. Roll in my coil. And now I'm going to pinch and turn to make a spiral. I'm going to make lots of little spirals to fill up my heart shape. All right, now I have a little bit of extra. If you want to do some details on the edge of that heart shape, you could. Maybe you want to roll some spheres. Maybe you want some scalloped edge. I'll leave that up to you, artists, if you have extra, if you want to do a little detail. Heart is done. Now, if we have time today, what we're going to do is you're going to take a black piece of paper from the drive-thru, and you need to start by writing your name and class code, Mrs. C, and your class code, and flip it over. Now your heart needs to go right in the middle of that piece of paper. Notice how my paper is landscape style. Then you're going to use a silver marker, and you're going to divide your paper up with 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you would like to do more than 4, that's fine, but you need to do at least 4 lines. Now I have a little idea sheet for patterns. Patterns are shapes, lines, colors that repeat. So you need to choose a pattern that you would like to do. You may use my idea sheet for inspiration to get some of your own ideas. You may copy it, whatever you would like, but you need to fill up each space within the heart with a different pattern, repeating a shape or a line. My patterns are done. Now you can always add more details to the pattern, more details to your heart. I can't wait to see how these turn out first grade.